Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? The United States today is once again headed for a civil war. Okay, American society has just entered into its most dangerous political state yet, and we are now on the brink. No matter if you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, left, right, red, blue, whatever, doesn't matter. We can all sense, okay, that America is barreling toward a catastrophe of one kind or another. That's why a recent poll showed that almost half of Americans think that a civil war is likely. And that catastrophe is this coming selection. Imagine this following scenario, if you will. It's January 6, 2025, and even though 45 has beat VP, he's not allowed to take power. With all of the political uncertainty, the stock market is in a free fall. Some stocks are crashing as much as 50%. Countries around the world begin to dump the US dollar like never before. And it's triggering a historic crash that wipes out the purchasing power of millions of Americans. The political and the economic discontent leads to massive riots on the streets, with the division in America finally reaching a breaking point. Rogue units begin to organize to support their candidates, and all hell breaks loose. If you think that sounds crazy, like a conspiracy theory, well, you should know that a popular congressman is also predicting a possible civil war in January of 2025. He's a Democratic representative. His name is Jamie Raskin. He publicly admitted that Democrats will try to block 45 from taking power. He actually said, "It's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025 to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified, and then we need bodyguards for everyone in civil war conditions. The stakes couldn't be any higher." I want you to remember that. On to the rest of the videos.
And Cheney was so, he said, "I really want to thank you." He said, "Now I'm so glad that I actually endorsed you. It's amazing, but that you would do this." And I didn't speak to him about it. But then, go a couple of years forward or go now. And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter, but his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. When the guns are trained on her face. They're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, "Oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy." But she's a stupid person. And I used to I'd have meetings with a lot of people, and she always wanted to go to war with people. So whether it's her, whether it's Dick, I was surprised a little bit with Dick Cheney. I didn't know him at all. I only had essentially the 1 or 2 phone calls, and it was only a call saying, "Thank you very much for doing that for Scooter Libby. That was nice." And Scooter Libby, by the way, was beyond that. He couldn't believe that it happened. Nobody would do it. They should have done that for him years before. But I was a little surprised because I actually thought that Dick Cheney would go with me over his daughter, and he didn't. And you know what? I understand it. It's your daughter, and you go. But she's a bad person.
Hello, everyone. Most of you know me as Graham Allen, but today I'm coming to you as a former Army Staff Sergeant that served in Operation Iraqi Freedom 2 times, serving over 32 months in combat. I want to address the disgusting and horrific lies perpetrated by Liz Cheney, Kamala Harris, all of the left-wing paid nutcases on social media, and especially the war-mongering mainstream media, and their disgusting lies about what President Trump said last night in regards to Liz Cheney. It's now even being brought to my attention that the Arizona AG is now investigating potential charges against Donald Trump. Well, as a combat veteran, I simply want to say this. Donald Trump's remarks is exactly what every combat veteran has been thinking for a very long time. My, oh my, how the neocons and the warmongers' tone may change when they themselves might have to face the bullets coming at them. You see, I believe that every single person that would vote yes to sending our sons and daughters to bleed and die for your wars, you should have either A, worn the uniform and served in combat yourself, or B, be willing to take the oath and put on the uniform and go bleed and or die for the causes in which you feel we are expendable for. President Trump's remarks was not a threat to Liz Cheney, but a stark reality that we need to stop these people that sleep peacefully in their beds at night, sending our sons to die for their wars. I stand with President Donald Trump, and I encourage every single other combat veteran, especially those that served under Liz Cheney's father's vice presidential terms, those who served in Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom, to speak up now. Fight. This is our new battle, my fellow service members. This is the new battlefront that we are fighting for, the very country that we swore to protect. And we can do that at the ballot box this Tuesday. We need to make America great again. I'm voting for the outlaw. I'm voting for the man that they keep lying about, that they keep smearing, and they keep trying to kill him. I'm voting to get our country back. And I'm voting to get rid of Kamala Harris, end the mainstream media's hold on us as Americans, and to get rid of politicians like Liz Cheney. God bless.